In my life, I asked myself thousands and thousands of questions that I didn't know the meaning of, going from your simple math question to wondering what is the purpose of life. But in my 17 years of existence and back when I was simply just a Skyblock viewer, I was wondering, what do Skyblock YouTubers do between their uploads? That is something you probably wonder too. I mean, there should be a clear answer to that, right? And yes, there are some answers that are more obvious than others, and there's a mysterious reason as why I didn't upload as much as I wanted to. It's because I burnt out of Skyblock, and it basically happened because of mining. So let me tell you the story of how I basically went crazy because of mining. This story started out in December of last year. After looking for some video ideas, I decided that mining was the best thing to do. I mean, I already did what I wanted in terms of achieving combat gear. I have a Hyperion and a Terminator, so I decided let's cool down and do some mining for a bit. And previously I actually grinded for a titanium drill, which is one of the best drills that you can have, which was a bit of fun. But looking at my rate, I wasn't making a lot of money. So I decided, let's upgrade my setup. But I have a time limit of only 1 week. And this is how the whole story began. Day 1, I was feeling great and ready to grind for some Skyblock items. And I wasn't actually starting from nothing. As I said, I already have the max version of the titanium drill. Plus, I already have a set of Devon armor with the flawless topaz and the flawless shades. And in mining, there are 3 important stats that you have to know. There is mining speed, mining fortune, and pristine. The first 2 stats are mining speed and mining fortune that you can upgrade by simply upgrading your armor or maxing out your tree. Although the first 2 stats are easy to explain and easy to obtain, the third one is often disregarded. Basically, pristine is the equivalent of fortune but with gemstones. The more pristine you have, the more gems you will get in bonus. And on day 1, I was actually looking for a pet. There are 3 options. There's the armadillo, there's the ball, and there's the skater pet. The 2 first pets are great, but they don't give a lot of mining fortune compared to the skater. So I went and grinded for one. The only thing I didn't know was that the skater is extremely rare to get. Let me explain. To get a skater, you have to make a 2-block soul tunnel, mine, and then wait until you see this appear. This is a worm. This doesn't do anything, but this is a skater, and a skater is actually what we're looking for, and this drops the pet. The only thing is you have a 20% chance of getting that instead of a worm. Plus you have an extremely tiny chance of dropping the skater pet. That was basically the highlight of day 1. Me trying to get a skater. That went on day 2 as well. And then I remembered that I have 1 week and not 1 year. So I decided to go and do something else for money. And one that is very popular nowadays is 𝕄𝕕𝕤. And to do 𝕄𝕕𝕤 runs, you actually need 2 things. A Hyperion and a Terminator. And yes, you need also other things, but let's say they are the 2 main weapons. And that didn't go well at all. I actually failed every single run I was in. This wasn't a good sign, since if I couldn't earn money by just mining and doing 𝕄𝕤𝕤, that would have been a big problem. And you might be confused as why I'm looking for mining, although 𝕄𝕤𝕤 is a good money making method. Well, the answer is quite simple. Basically, to make profit from 𝕄𝕕𝕧, you need 𝕄𝕕𝕧 keys, and those 𝕄𝕕𝕧 keys can be bought with nether stars. And to get those stars, you have to kill vanquishers, which is a mob that has a tiny chance of spawning on the Crimson Isle. And to grind for 𝕄𝕧 keys, you have to be a bit lucky, but if you're doing mining, you don't have to be lucky. It's just about the method that you use. That means one is guaranteed and the other one is based on luck. That was my main reason as why I didn't stick with 𝕄𝕕𝕧 for money. And on day 3, although I lost every single bit of hope, I stumbled upon 2 great players. And let's say the runs weren't the same with them. I was getting success after success, and after a couple of runs, I was finally able to buy the pets. But this wasn't it though. I was able to buy the last chambers to unlock the ember slots. I also bought the perfect topazes to go on my armor, and that is when I decided to call it a day with this huge progress towards my goal. But day 4 is where everything started crumbling down, because on day 4 I finally started to mine, and in the morning of day 4, even before getting on my PC, I felt really sick. And because it was during December, I had a really bad cold. Because of this, I couldn't even sit at a chair for more than an hour, but if I wanted to accomplish my goal, I had to mine. And this at all costs. So I tested multiple money-making methods related to mining, and the main ones are actually ruby and jade. To mine jade, it's really simple. You just have to go to a lobby, seek for the jade section, and navigate through the section until you find this structure. This is the mine of Devon, and this structure is actually really important for 2 money-making methods. The first one is gold, and I actually tried mining gold for a bit. The only thing I needed was 3/4 mineral armor and 1 piece of Devon armor. The mineral armor is here to mine multiple blocks at once, and the piece of Devon armor is here to bring you a bit of fortune. And this money making method is especially good because it doesn't rely on pristine. But this money making method is a bit worse than jade or even ruby. Jade is actually really easy to mine. Basically, at the top of the structure you can find those big jade veins that you can mine, and you just have to mine to one another in a loop to make your profit. And with my setup, I was actually making around 13 million coins an hour, which is definitely not bad, considering I had perfect topazes and only flawless jades. But for the ruby mining, it's actually a bit different. To mine ruby, you have to get on the lower part of the crystal hollows, the magma fields, and mine the ruby that you can find. And I know this doesn't sound really great, but the Skyblock community developed many ruby routes in order to maximize your profits. And one specific route that I used was one from TKMCC. This route made me around 13 million coins an hour, just about the same as jade mining. But between jade and ruby, I actually decided to go for jade. And there's a simple answer to that. I just needed perfect jades on my armor. So that's what I did. I mined for 17 hours straight, but feeling the dizziest I've ever been. And on to day 5, it was the start of the end. Of course, because I was close to day 7, but also because my mental health was slowly declining. Just so you know, at that point I couldn't even talk because I was coughing that much. But I didn't care. I chose content over my health. And at that point I had a pretty good pace. Claiming perfect gems after perfect gems, I was really close to my goal. And logically, after I was done with jade, I started to mine ember. And ember is practically the same as jade. You basically need to find one structure, which is the Queen's Den. And in the Queen's Den you have these massive veins that you can navigate through. And after testing my money for a bit, I made around 16 million coins an hour. But overall, day 4 and day 5 were quite similar because I just mined all day. Day 6, it was officially the end for my mental and physical health. I was sitting in bed, thinking about what I could have done better with my life instead of playing Skyblock. I was mad at myself at first, but then I realized that every experience lived is telling a different lesson, even if it's about the dumbest subject ever. And after pushing my body to the extreme, I finally took a rest. Thank you for watching. This is amazing that you stayed until the end of the video. And I have two things to announce before this video ends. The first one is in the description there is a Google form that you can fill with your Minecraft IGN, and I will maybe do something with it. And the second thing is actually not that important, it's just that I'm promoting my socials. So you can follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and that is pretty much it. Also, you might wonder why I took this long to upload. It's because of school. I'm trying to work as hard as I can, and also because I'm busy going outside actually. I need to take care of myself, you know, going to the gym, that sort of stuff. So yeah, thanks for your patience. I don't know when the next video will be out. It might be related to Skyblock or not, actually. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys.